On December the 6th, 2021, I created a video that said I'd quit my job to go all in on my coaching business. Now, we're almost 3 years to the day, and I've managed to scale my own online coaching business to $30,000 to $50,000 a month. That's dollars, not pounds. If you do not know who I am, my name is Sean Holden, and I help business owners and coaches end self-sabotage so they can show up better in business and make more money, and show up better in their personal lives for the people that they love. We've helped over 100 business owners and coaches in the last year alone. And in this video, I'm going to tell you 3 mistakes that I made so that you can learn from my failures and my success too. Really quick disclaimer, this isn't going to be a super edited video. It will just be me being very raw and very vulnerable with you. So let's dive on into the first mistake that I made when I started my coaching business. And mistake number 1 is niching down too early. So when you first qualify or certify as a coach, you go out and you start looking for answers. You start looking on what the next steps are that you should be taking. And at the beginning, again, if you're a new coach, you will be able to relate to this, but I was always told to niche down. Now, at the beginning, again, because I was a new coach, I had no idea on what I should or shouldn't niche down on. I didn't know who I could help. I didn't know who I wanted to help. I didn't know what I could help them with. And quite frankly, this made me feel really stuck and really confused on what to do. And I was kind of paralyzed at the beginning. Now, from my personal experience, retrospectively, I do not think that you should niche down at the beginning if your goal is simply to become a great coach. Now, if your goal is to make a lot of money really, really quickly, then yes, you want to disregard my advice and niche down from the get-go. However, the reason I say do not niche down super early is because it can actually result in you missing out on experiencing a lot of the wonderful things that being a new coach has to offer, which in of itself is an extremely kind of exciting experience. And what I've seen is 3 things can happen if you try and niche down too quickly. Number 1, you can lack clarity on what to niche down on, so you don't actually do anything and then you become stuck. Number 2, you might not even like the niche you choose, which again can deter you from coaching in of itself, and again, keep you stuck. And number 3, you then become rigid and avoid finding something more fulfilling and rewarding. So my advice here from this lesson is to lean into the idea that at the beginning, you're there to help clients. Get a good feel of helping different types of clients with different problems. Could be men, could be women, could be helping in their personal lives, it could be their professional lives. And what this will do is this will allow you to find specifically who you like helping, who you kind of get the best results for, and then it'll kind of give you all of the data to help you create a niche further down the line. So if you would like some further training on how to do this specifically, then pop it down in the comment section below and I'll get that recorded for you over the next couple of weeks. Mistake number 2, trying to figure it all out on your own. Now, I want to start by saying this is absolutely not me trying to get you to work with me. And I honestly, hand on heart, really mean that. I just don't want you to try and figure this out on your own. Even if you go away and hire a competitor of mine, I am happy as long as you're not trying to muddle through this on your own, because it's tough. It really is. So now that I've got that out the way, if you are a coach and you believe in the power of coaching, then I believe you should have a coach yourself. And if you're looking for a coach, one of the things that you should ask them is, who is your coach? If they say they don't have one, or they mention something along the lines of, I don't need one right now, then I honestly would say you want to start looking elsewhere. You want to go and find someone who is actively working with a coach, because here's the thing, if someone is actually dedicated to personal development and becoming a better, well-rounded version of themselves, their actions should in fact show you this. So I believe they should be working with a coach. Now, let me just also say there will be good coaches out there that don't presently have a coach themselves, but there won't be great coaches out there that don't have a coach themselves. And I think that's a really important distinction for you. There will never be a time where I won't be working with my own coaches and mentors, never. So I also remember when I first quit my job, and the first thing that I did that very month was hire a business coach to make sure that I had somebody that could literally just collapse time for me. Now, don't get me wrong, it was an investment, but he showed me what I should do to get clients, what had worked for him, how he had also built his business up to doing like $75,000 a month. And I literally just collapsed time and learned so much. There were so many things that I didn't know. And as I said, it was a significant investment. I think it was like 4,500, which is about 6K USD. And honestly, I was in his program for 6 months and I learned a hell of a lot. I learned what I needed to do, and it just allowed me to move things forward faster. There were like group calls, there was one-to-one access to the coaches, there was an element of one-to-one which I really enjoyed, and it was actually kind of really cool because I met some amazing people and learned not only how to get clients, but how to actually run a coaching business as a business owner and not just a coach. And again, that's huge. I really realized when I was working with them that I could have got somewhere much quicker if I would have just hired him or another coach much earlier. Because I don't mind sharing this, I felt like a hypocrite because I was talking about the power of coaching, but I never had a coach myself. And this, again, did not sit right with me at all, not one bit. So do yourself a favor, hire somebody who is further ahead than yourself, not only to help you get to where you're going faster, but if you're actually making a self-honoring decision of having a coach yourself, as a coach, you're also upholding the core value of integrity. So just think about this. Think about you're on a sales call and the prospect loves you, they're bought in, and they want to do your coaching program. They just have one question for you. And they say, I know you value the power of coaching and mentorship. So I'm curious to know, if you are going to be my coach, who is your coach? It's going to be a bit awkward if you're like, oh, I actually don't have one. And also, the prospect will certainly wonder, well, why that is? Like, why are you not working with a coach? And then they'll start questioning things. So ultimately, it's a no-brainer. Coaches need coaches. Every problem that you have right now, someone out there, somewhere, has solved it. And that's whether you're a new coach wanting to hit your first 10K month, whether you're an experienced coach doing one-to-one, but you're wanting to move into a group. Again, somebody out there has done it, 100%. So go out there and find someone who has and hire them and collapse time yourself. Now, mistake number 3 might actually kind of surprise a few people, but you cannot help everyone. I've been in the coaching space now for a long time. Yes, I became a full-time coach in 2021, but prior to that, I was doing a hell of a lot of career coaching, helping people with CVs, cover letters, job interviews, and that was all kind of back in 2016. One thing I've realized really early on is that you cannot help everyone, no matter how hard you try. Now, of course, coaching is helpful for everyone, but not everyone is in the right headspace to receive coaching. And what I mean by that is this was a lesson that I learned the hard way. And I like to keep things quite honest. And some things that coaches do not tell you is that there are people that will sign up to their program and do not get results. Now, it's quite hard as a coach and or a business owner to pinpoint the specific reason, because sometimes, just being very transparent with you, there are literally people that will sign up to a program and just will go missing. And I genuinely mean go missing. So it's actually very hard to find out the reason why if the person goes missing. Because I say to clients all of the time, I can only solve problems that I am aware of. So please always communicate said problems effectively. And if somebody has gone and you've not spoken to them, it's hard to communicate what was the actual problem. Now, of course, there are rare cases where people will undergo some horrendous life events, such as, a divorce or death in the family or bankruptcy, etc. But for the most part, there will just be clients that you cannot help, no matter how much you try and help them. Maybe they don't book in calls with you. Maybe when they do book in calls with you, they just want to complain and vent. Maybe when you set commitments up with them, they just don't do what is needed or, what they have agreed to do. Now, there is only so much that we can do as coaches. And I am sure that you've probably heard the saying that you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Well, you can by throwing it in the water, attaching bricks to its legs. It will inevitably drink water. But just because we can, it doesn't always mean we should. As coaches, we're here to serve clients and to support clients, but we're not here to save clients. That's not what we're here for. Coaching is a two-way street. It requires both coach and client in order for it to work. With a client that's not 100% invested, they won't get the best results possible. And it's that simple. With a coach that is not 100% invested, they won't be able to facilitate the best results possible. Again, it's that simple. It needs to be a collaborative approach. Both people need to be in a good spot, both client and coach. And if you're a new coach, you're going to probably get clients that do not get the results, no matter how hard you try. And that's ultimately just the reality of the industry. There's probably coaches out there that won't tell you this, but again, I just want to be honest. You know, it's almost kind of the price of admission into the industry. We cannot help everybody. Doesn't matter how hard we try. So there's 3 mistakes that I've made over the last few years, and I'm sharing them with you so you don't sabotage your success. If you are a coach and or a business owner that is struggling with self-sabotage, then go and watch this video here where I will walk you through a step-by-step process on what you need to do to end self-sabotage.